Hello, and welcome back to Chit Chat with Chels.
And Jesse.
Yes, we are back. However, again, not video. We kind of accidentally, unintentionally lied to you guys.
What is this wee shit you speak of?
It's been
1 week since you looked at me.
no. It's been a pretty busy couple of weeks. Pretty rough couple of weeks, just work and all the things. And here we are again the night before it's supposed to come out recording. So I'm going to try my hardest to get back into filming the whole thing.
Yes, you do that. I will be ready.
Okay. I'm working on it. It's not super duper easy to put together the things and work full time and do all the stuff. So
Second job, isn't it?
pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, folks.
And I don't get paid for it.
Do you want me to read the stories today?
Oh, do you want to?
I will.
No, it's fine.
Why
I got
not?
it.
I want to do it.
I'll have you read one.
Okay, let me start.
No.
Come on. Rock, paper, scissors. You know you win anyways.
All right, you can read this one.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, this episode is about siblings.
Oh. We're doing a great job.
We're doing awesome. It's been, like I said, it's been a really rough couple of days. Work has been hell. I'm sorry, guys. We're here. We're doing the thing.
Chelsea is stresso espresso.
I'm just, okay.
All right, are you ready for this first one, Lady Bird?
Yeah.
Okay. This one comes from R. What Do I Do? And the title is, Do I Have to Take Care of My Sister's Child? Have you read all these already?
Yes.
Okay, so you already know what's coming.
I don't know. It's been like over a week though, so.
Okay. I'm a 20 female. My sister is 25. Recently, she's been going out and doing her own thing while she drops her 3-month-old son on me. I've been taking care of him alone. I make sure he's fed, changed, and rocked to sleep, but it takes a mental toll. Today, I couldn't hold in my frustration and fought with her about it. I don't understand why it has to be my responsibility when it's not my child. I don't feel obligated to take care of him, but I do feel guilty because I know he deserves to be cared for and nurtured. Am I obligated to take care of him? How do I free myself from this without her son being neglected of his needs?
That's her sister's responsibility.
It's 100% her sister's responsibility.
She chose to have that kid. And
Right.
how old is OP?
OP is 20. Her sister is 25.
She's 20. She's just starting out in life. Like, she's not trying to be tied down with a kid. I'm sure if it was like a here and there thing, but this child is 3 months old. Like, that's really young.
Right. That's
For like,
time that should be spent with the parent, not the aunt.
yeah, definitely.
100%.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's awesome if she wants to help and wants to watch the kid and be like, yeah, you go out this weekend. Like, I'll watch your kid
Right.
or something. But like, to just, one, just expect it. And then two, get mad that she's like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, and I would like a little bit more context just to have it. I mean, regardless of the context, I think that it's still obviously the sister's job to take care of her own child.
Yes.
But if it's like she's trying to go grocery shopping or something like that, and if it's every so often, I totally understand, especially if you're willing to do it. However, if she's going out and drinking or going out and hanging out with friends or just going and doing normal stuff.
How long ago was this posted?
9 days ago.
Okay, so it's not like in this day and age, you can't order your groceries. If your kid is fussy, you can order them, have them brought out to your
That's
car.
true.
You can have them, brought to your house. If that was the case, then okay, cool. I don't know. It'd be hard. Are there any comments from Opie? Do you know? If you click on her profile,
Oops, I clicked on what do I do?
yeah, go back.
Hold on, I'm new at this.
And then you look at comments. You can do either post or comments
Mm,
and see if she said anything. If not, then just let us know what the top comment was.
no.
No. Yeah, that honestly doesn't quite surprise me.
The top comment on this post is, no, it's not your child. The responsibility doesn't fall on you.
Which is true. And where's the child's father?
Right.
I mean, if the child's father's around, then why can't he watch the kid?
Right. So there's another comment here. Tell her straight up that although you love your nephew, it is not your responsibility to take care of him. She had him and needs to take care of him, meaning she should take him with her, or if she really needs your help and you agree on a day and time frame, then she needs to pay you. She's taking advantage of you and it's taking a toll on you. Do not feel bad about telling her how you feel and expressing your boundaries. You need to talk to her now and not let her to continue to do this to you. You are not the baby's father. You should not be treated like you do not have anything better to do. This is coming from a mom of a fairly newish baby.
I agree with that a lot. It bothers me that she thinks if she doesn't watch the kid that the kid would be neglected, though.
Right.
Like, what does she know about her sister or what her sister's not doing?
I agree. That's it's kind of weird to even throw that in there. Nice job on that, because I kind of overlooked that.
Yeah, like, do you think the kid's going to be neglected because she's going to, like, go out and leave the kid at home? Because if that's the case, then she shouldn't have that kid.
Absolutely.
Like, and not that I'm advocating for someone to have their child taken away from them. However, if the child is not being properly cared for, that's not fair to that baby. That baby can't fend for itself. The adult needs to fend for that baby.
I agree. 100% agree.
Yes. Siblings.
Indeed.
Things happen.
Yes.
Give me my computer back.
You can have it. How'd I do?
You did good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let us know how he did, guys.
That was the first time I've ever gotten a good review, the first time I've ever done a job. Everybody else is like, you suck.
No, they don't. Your current boss loves you.
Yeah, well, she wasn't my boss in the first place. That
Yeah.
guy didn't like me. But I didn't like him.
Well, exactly. It's fine. Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Artichoke.
What?
Okie dokie artichoke?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. Oh, no.
Come on, Draco.
Draco fell off of Jesse's lap trying to get up there. So this next one is from r/Am I the Jerk? Also from 9 days ago. Apparently there was a lot of sibling issues 9 days ago.
New Year's Eve.
Was it?
Just about. Today's the 7th.
Yeah. So maybe people just... I'm wondering, well...
Oh, 9 days ago.
9 days ago.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I didn't even think about right before New Year's. Maybe that girl wanted to go out and her sister's like, no, you're watching my child.
Yeah, that would have been a hard fuck you.
Especially at 20 years old.
Right.
Nah, I'm good. You chose to have a baby. Okay, so... Am I the jerk for refusing to pay for my brother's wedding after he exposed my secret relationship?
To pay for your brother's wedding?
Mm-hmm. After he exposed her secret relationship.
Why the fuck would you pay for your brother's wedding anyways?
Yeah, sorry, Brandon, I am not paying for your wedding.
Ugh.
Whenever you get married. Story. This happened 2 months ago, and my family is still split over it. For context, I'm a 28-year-old woman, and my brother Jake is 30. Jake recently got engaged to his long-term girlfriend, Laura. They've been planning a big wedding for the next spring, and since I have a higher-paying job, I offer to help cover some of the costs, including the venue deposit, which was a hefty $5,000.
Holy shit.
And that's just the deposit. Here's the thing. For the past year, I've been in a relationship with one of Jake's best friends, Tom. We kept it secret because we didn't want to cause any drama in the family or the friend group until we were sure about our relationship. Last month, during a family barbecue, Jake noticed that Tom and I were being a little too friendly. He pulled me aside and started interrogating me. I admitted we were dating, but begged him to keep it quiet, as Tom and I had planned to tell everybody when we were ready. Jake seemed annoyed, but said we'd keep it to himself. Fast forward 2 days, and Jake decides to tell everyone. He made a big post on social media about it, complete with a snarky caption. Looks like my best man has been busy. Congrats to Tom and my sister for keeping us all in the dark.
That's pretty fucking petty.
This caused chaos. My parents were furious that I hadn't told them. Laura was upset because she felt like it took attention away from their wedding. And even some of Jake's friends started giving Tom grief. Tom was mortified and I was humiliated. When I confronted Jake, he just laughed it off and said he was helping us rip the Band-Aid off. I told him he had no right to share our personal business and that he'd made things 10 times harder for us. He shrugged and said, well, maybe you shouldn't have kept secrets. That's when I decided I was done. I told Jake I was pulling my financial support for the wedding. He thought I was bluffing until I called the venue and canceled my payment. Now, Jake and Laura are scrambling to come up with the money, and my parents are furious with me for ruining the wedding. Jake insists I'm being petty and that I'm punishing him for telling the truth. But I feel like he's crossed a line by exposing something that wasn't his to share. My parents think I should still help because family is family, but I don't see why I should. So am I the jerk for refusing to pay for the wedding?
No, your brother ousted something that you didn't want ousted. And also, if the family is so up in arms about you continuing to pay $5,000 for your brother's wedding, maybe they should fucking pay for it.
Yeah. And I mean, we also don't know how much their parents are already pitching in, and maybe Jake is asking the parents for more money. I think it's a little ridiculous to rely on anybody to pay for your wedding. In this day and age, it used to be that the male's parents paid for the rehearsal dinner and the female's parents paid for the wedding.
Yes.
Used to be.
But what?
It's whoever can help, and if they can't help, do it yourself.
Right. My issue with this whole thing is that if the deposit is $5,000 and you couldn't come up with that on yourself or by yourself,
how are you going to pay for the rest of it?
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, you clearly are trying to have a whiskey wedding on a beer budget.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That is ridiculous.
It's
I don't
impossible.
know. I see, again, it's another one of these things. Like, we are not upper class people. We never have been. You know, like, even if we came on some money, I'm pretty sure we're so used to living like this that we would not.
I would just have a lot of things.
We know.
I like things.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I would think I would still be pretty frugal, definitely still going to the clearance racks and shit like that, because why are you going to pay full price when you can get it for cheaper?
Right.
Like,
well, and that's just the thing. Like, to me, I think we probably had this conversation as well when we were planning our wedding. It's, what does the venue have to do with the actual thing that's happening? It just to be nice, just to look nice.
Yeah, to look nice.
But
you can spruce up a venue.
You can, and I don't know. I just have a hard time with it because like it's
a lot of money.
It is, and to me, it's not about the money. With any part of it, I mean, you know.
I mean, our full venue cost $500.
Right.
That was it.
I don't know. I'm just so against spending that kind of money on one day. You know what I mean?
And it adds up too. So, I mean, if they're spending that kind of money on the venue, can you imagine what the rest of it is going to cost?
Right. So look at okay, so we made $4,000 in gifts, and all the stuff, and we took a whole ass vacation with that.
Yeah.
And spent more money than we would ever spend doing other stuff. We splurged.
We did.
That's
splurge.
what it's about. Spending time with your partner, enjoying yourself, all those things. Like, what does...
Well, and the thing is the whole point of this is he found out about his sister's relationship. She asked him, please keep it a secret. We're not telling anybody until we know exactly, what this is.
Right.
Which is smart, especially when it's her brother's friend that she's seeing. I could see if he was a little upset about that, but I mean, I was your sister's friend before we started seeing each other.
Right.
The point is if if my brother had come to me and been like, hey, is this what's going on? And I said, yes, please keep it to yourself. I want to keep it quiet. He would keep it quiet.
It's not that hard to do.
No, it's not.
And then to put it on social media.
Right.
Like, your brother's being petty. Right? It was a brother?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Your brother's being petty.
Her older brother.
Oh, that's even better. I don't know. I understand being petty sometimes. Like, sometimes it's funny, haha.
Not like that.
Right. It's just keep your nose in your own business. Like, what did their relationship have anything to do with your wedding?
Nothing. And then it even upset his fiance because it took the spotlight away from her wedding.
Right, but that's not her fault. That's her fucking
brother. Well, right. I think the fiance was upset with him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because it took the spotlight off of the wedding. Top comment, not the jerk. There's a saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Next comment, and the updated version, fuck around and find out. And that's what he did. He fuck around and found out. It's... Also, play stupid games and win stupid prizes. Don't ask me to reward you for betraying my trust. Actions have consequences. Also, tell your family that if family is family, that they can help pay for the wedding.
Indeed. God damn it. I'm sorry that I struggled so much with saying that I don't agree with spending a bunch of money on a wedding.
I mean, we just had a wedding, and I'm still paying it off. And I was frugal with it. The wedding industry is insane. It's insane. And I made most of the stuff. And I still spent a good chunk of money. Good chunk of money.
Yes. And I don't know, I don't know. Moving on.
Sorry. Everybody is coming up with the little sayings or whatever. And it says, or my personal favorite, the dildo of consequences is rarely lubed.
This is true.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, yeah, no, he's an asshole. You are definitely not the jerk. He is the jerk. Hopefully y'all got it figured out. I don't think there is an update, but I'm going to double check here. Let me take a quick gander.
Gander Mountain.
They did not do an update or nothing. So.
Well, it's only been,
9 days?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's an ass. Total ass.
Hopefully it didn't ruin the two's relationship.
It probably did. Honestly. Hopefully, I don't know. If it didn't ruin her and her boyfriend's relationship, it definitely ruined her and her brother's relationship. So it ruined relationships in general.
Right.
And maybe even her brother and his friend's relationship. Because, he didn't just out his sister. He outed one of his best friends.
Wasn't it his best man?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
There's no reason for it.
No, none whatsoever. Okay. This next one is from AITAH from 5 days ago. Am I the asshole for not telling my sister her boyfriend was my ex?
Ooh, yeah, probably.
So I, 22 female, have a younger sister, 20 female. My sister and I get along pretty well. I mean, we fight a bit, but that's what a good sibling relationship without some disagreements. So I actually go to college away. So when I came back for a break, I was met with a shock when my sister introduced me to her boyfriend. My sister's boyfriend happened to be the guy I used to date when I was younger. So he's 24 years old and such a red flag. I actually dumped him because he was cheating on me and then found that he had 4 girlfriends. He was always asking for money and was super drunk. Anyway, when I saw them together, he acted like he did not know me and did not say anything, so I kept quiet too. Then a day later, he showed up outside of the house when my sister was out and asked to talk to me. He said that he did remember me and asked for a favor. He asked that I don't tell my sister so she does not get angry or upset since she is super sensitive. He said that he was working on himself and swore that he was not changed. Sorry guys. It's been a long week.
It's Tuesday, by the way.
Yeah, I know. He said that he was working on himself and swore that he was not cheating on her. He seemed so genuine. I agreed to let the past be the past. Like a week later, my sister came storming into my room and said that she found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her. I was so ashamed that I immediately told her the truth, and she got so mad at me. She started yelling at me and didn't talk to me even when I left to go back to college when the semester started. She said I should have told her the moment I saw him that he was a red flag and she didn't like to have my leftovers. I don't know, guys. Am I the asshole? Sorry, I really struggled through that one.
So I'm kind of struggling with it too, and obviously a different way. So. Because, like, unfortunately, yeah, the dude still turned out to be a piece of shit. But if, like, let's just say that this guy had no idea that OP was the sister of the girl he's dating.
Yeah.
So, again, hypothetically, he's a completely changed man. Doesn't drink anymore, doesn't cheat, all that shit. But he comes over, recognizes that he used to be with this chick, and then comes over the next day and says, like, hey, I remember I'm a changed man. Like, I would like to keep that in the past. That it seems respectable. But then for a week later,
she found out he was cheating on her.
yeah, like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a double-edged sword, it seems like.
I'm sorry. These two girls are 2 years apart from each other. Me and my sister are about 3.5 years apart. If my sister introduced me to someone and that was my ex and I knew what a red flag he was and he tried to pretend that he didn't know me, I would be like, oh, you're going to pretend like you don't know who I am? And then we would all three be having that conversation.
That's also true, too. That's why I said it's a double-edged sword, because I can see it both ways. I can't see it so much the way that I first described it. I can much more see it the way that you did.
Yeah.
But I can still see it both ways.
She should have told her sister. Honestly,
I agree.
Think she's kind of the asshole because I understand. Okay, she's like, oh, she's super sensitive, so we didn't want to tell her.
Right.
No. I don't care how sensitive she is. That is your sister. Like, you should have told her.
I play devil's advocate with these a lot, don't I?
That's good, though. It's good to have that. Top comment, I agree with your sister. You should have told her straight up. He was the asshole and still is. You're the asshole.
Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, that is the best way to look at it, is just like, also not to mention, like, how awkward would that be if after, they dated for 2 years or like,
right. Well, and the next comment is, why didn't sister know he was her ex? She was living in the same house when she dated him. Why didn't her parents tell her? Nah, she's definitely not the asshole.
How old?
22.
22. How long ago were they, I think?
I don't think it says. Her sister is 20. He's about 24. So he's 2 years older than OP, 4 years older than the sister. The guy I used to date when I was younger. That's all it says. So maybe she was always going somewhere and didn't bring the dude around. Maybe her parents wouldn't approve.
It was a one-night stand or something like that.
No, because it says that she found out that he was cheating on her and had like 4 girlfriends.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually dumped him because he was cheating on me and then found that he had like 4 girlfriends.
It makes me wonder if this was like a middle school relationship type thing.
Well, he was always asking for money and was super drunk.
Okay, never mind.
Maybe high school?
It could be.
And at that point, then you're just going and doing your own thing. You have a sister that's 2 years younger than you. You're not going to want to drag her along to all that stuff.
Right.
So that could be why. But I do think that she is a soft, you're the asshole.
Yeah.
Because that's not That's not okay
No.
at all.
Okay.
And I really hope that guy did not know that they were sisters. Because if he knew, then that's just weird. That's just fucking weird. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Draco.
You gotta be there for your siblings, guys. Siblings.
Draco, do you have any words to say?
Any words, Draco? Draco.
He's gonna run across the table.
He is gonna run across the table. That's what I do to him when I really want his attention. And now he is staring straight at me.
Through you, even.
Yeah. All right. This next one is from r/Am I the Asshole? From 1 year ago. We have one that's a little further out.
Why do you keep doing that?
What?
You keep going. This one is from RAITAH, and then
Because they're two different subreddits.
Are they really?
AITAH is literally just the letters, and
Just
then
the
Am I
acronym?
the Asshole is a separate one.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now I feel like a dumbass.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, I never specified, but yes. So they're two different ones, but they're basically asking the same thing of Am I the Asshole?
Sure.
So now you know.
Sorry if you guys just heard me yawn in the microphone. I actually woke up in the morning today.
He's very bored, apparently.
I'm not bored. My day was long and slow. I had a bunch of things planned that nothing happened, and I woke up.
He woke up when I did.
I woke up before you did.
Yeah, you did. He made sure I got out of bed. I was still running late for work, but better than I would have been later. So this is from a year ago. Am I the asshole for not helping my brother with his daughters when his wife left him?
Whoa, kitty. Angry kitty.
Yes.
Am I the asshole for not what?
For not helping my brother with his daughters when his wife left him.
Okay. More context, please.
Yes, that's, me reading the story.
Oh, wow. All right, then. That's the kind of night we're going to have, huh?
Sorry, I love you.
Uh-huh, I love you too.
I, female 30, is single and child-free by choice. I date occasionally, but no long-term relationships. This is due to many reasons, like I love my freedom. I want to enjoy my life unencumbered with responsibilities and want to really focus on my career.
Additional parts of the story that we didn't need to know.
Actually, I think it's pretty prevalent.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you've read the story, so here I am being a dickhead again.
My older brother, male 34, got married when he was 26. He has 2 kids, female 7 and female 4. They had a traditional household. He wanted a partner who stayed home and looked after the family while he earned. She had apparently dreamed of being a homemaker and taking care of the children. But during the last couple of years, she showed signs of hating it. She wanted to study more and work outside, build something of her own. But my brother refused to step up or help. I warned him once, but he told me it's none of my business how he runs his household. I kept my mouth shut since. His wife left him a month ago. She just wrote him a note saying she can't do this and wants to explore her life. She left kids with him and basically vanished. We have no idea where she is. Thing is, my brother doesn't know how to do even the most basic things. He is the kind of guy who never changed a diaper or toasted bread. The moment my brother found that his wife left, he called my mother, who rushed in to save the day. She thought it was a short term and my sister-in-law would be back, but she hasn't. My father is unwell and he needs her home soon. They live hours away.
Oh, shit.
My brother suggested she take kids home with her. My dad said no. He is retired and they are both getting old. He does not want to have kids in the house full time, taking up her time and energy. Since that was a no-go, my brother asked me to either move in with him or help out or take kids in with me. I refused. From what I see, he's a grown adult and those kids are his responsibility. I made a choice to live the way I do and I do not want to sacrifice my life for his choices. My family is pressuring me onto this, saying stuff like how my brother does not know how to take care of kids, the little girl needs a woman in their life, how families help family, etc. My brother is calling me cold-hearted for not even trying to help him. Am I the asshole?
No. No, it sucks for her brother, but her brother should step up to the plate. Dude, you had 2 kids. Unfortunately, this situation happened to you. This chick took off, do what all the chicks do. Go after her ass for child support. They'll find her.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, okay. And I understand it's probably more than just the money because he was the only one earning anyway.
Yeah, but if he's earning that much to take care of a household of 4, then why not hire a nanny?
Right.
If you really can't take care of these children alone, which in reality, if he really tried, he could.
Mm-hmm.
Hire a nanny. Hire some help. Why are you expecting your family to take your children? Because first he wanted his mom and dad to take them.
And then his
hours
sister.
away, and then wanted his sister to take them or to move in with him and take care of the children. She chose not to have children.
Right.
She's not going to do that.
Right.
That's
all. That's crazy, honestly. Because like it makes it seem like he doesn't even want the kids.
Right,
because
because he's trying to give them away.
What was the point?
You were literally trying to give your children away. And in all reality, when his wife was like, hey, this is too much on me. I can't do this. Like, I can't be home all the time with these 2 children. You couldn't have let her get a part-time job, figured out some childcare, or she wanted to study. Let her take some classes online, or even like 1 class a semester or something, even just to get her out of the house and doing what she wanted to do.
There was several options in this scenario, and I feel like everyone went nuclear.
Yeah. He chose to ignore everything she said, so she left.
Right.
And she left her children with him. Top comment, necessity is the mother of invention, as the saying goes. He will have to learn quickly his duty and responsibility as a father. How did he get to be so chauvinistic in this era? Sorry, that was not put into a proper sentence at all.
Yeah, it's a little crazy.
Next comment, my dad is like him. My mom was stay-at-home mom and catered to them both. She taught only me to cook, clean, do laundry, and serve. One of the main reasons I stay away from relationships.
Oh, wow.
The thing is I understand wanting to be a homemaker and wanting to be a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home wife. I completely understand that. I understand it from both aspects, even as the man being a stay-at-home husband, stay-at-home father. But when it stops working, then it stops working.
There seems to be a very clear, like all of these stories on Reddit, all of our episodes, most of the problems could be solved with communication.
Communication.
Maybe it should be communication with Chels.
Or better yet, hire a live-in maid. Exactly what I said.
I mean, is a maid going to take care of your kids?
No, they mean nanny.
Okay.
Because a live-in nanny cleans the house, takes care of the kids, does the laundry, runs them where they need to go, all the things. Those kids are going to need some serious therapy. Not only did their mother straight up abandon them, but their father seems to see them solely as a burden.
And they're 7 and 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's shitty.
That's super shitty. We do have an edit. It says, is she okay? In the post I had given, no one knows where she is based on info I was given by my mother. She told me they had communicated with sister-in-law's parents as well. Hearing that, she had taken all of her documents, and per her note, I trusted she had gone somewhere where she can study and make something of herself. But a lot of comments had me questioning about it. Many of you wanted me to file reports as missing person. What I realize is me and my parents not filing it made sense. We know and trust my brother, but why didn't my sister-in-law's parents file a report? They should have been more suspicious, right? So I called sister-in-law's mom. She didn't sound worried or sad, so I was more suspicious. I asked if she knew where sister-in-law is. She said they don't know. Sister-in-law did not say anything to them, etc. I told her I would be filing report today then, so we know she is safe. Her mom panicked at that and told me not to. That sister-in-law will come home when she is ready. I told her I have to file a report unless I know she is safe. She kept insisting I don't have to. It was very suspicious. 5 minutes after my call, I got a call from an unknown number. It was sister-in-law. She was panicking and more or less begged me not to file a report. Turns out she was in another state, crashing with distant family. She really did want to go to college, and my brother was not letting her. She had a huge fight with him about all that the week before she left. She was really depressed and feeling stuck. Her parents loaned her some cash through a church friend who also helped her go away. She begged me not to file a report, saying he will sue her for child support and she can barely support herself and go to college. I told her abandoning her kids was wrong. She was crying when she said she knew and hoped they can forgive her. She really couldn't live this life anymore. Leaving them was the hardest decision she ever made, but she felt it was better than taking them and letting them starve with her. At least there they have home and family. I did ask why she couldn't just divorce my brother. She said that she did not have any money for a lawyer or anything. No home to return to. She is not proud of it, but she just couldn't stay and fight. She did not tell me where exactly she is, did not want to risk it, asked me not to give her number to my family. I did tell her situation with her kids. She just said my brother will figure it out. She cannot help in any way right now. She will come back to her babies when she can.
Again, playing devil's advocate here. I can see where sister-in-law is coming from. I can.
There's like an underlying tone of abuse.
Kind of, yeah, but...
Because why would her parents give her money through a church friend?
I don't know. The church paid my rent once.
No, but the parents gave the money through the church friend.
Oh, so they used a middleman?
Yeah. And she's staying with distant relatives states away. It's odd to me because if you really look between the lines of that, it sounds like someone running away from an abusive relationship.
Yeah, that's true too.
And a lot of times with abuse, they don't allow them to have relationships outside of the home. They don't allow them to go and study. They don't allow them to work because if they do that, they find relationships and they can get away. They have their own money and they can get away. But that's just my opinion.
I was going to tell you that, like, you're not allowed to go to work, but then I'm like, wait, I'd be fucked.
Yeah, that's not possible.
Don't do it anyway. Fuck it. You got a sick day tomorrow? Take it.
No.
Well, I definitely can't say that on the podcast.
My boss will listen to it and be like, she did call in the next day.
Does she listen to your podcast?
I highly doubt it.
I don't know if my boss does too. If you do, hello, Stacy.
I mean, maybe one day they will. Maybe we'll get real popular and everybody will listen to us.
Like, you should have listened to us in the beginning, dude.
You just sounded like Eric.
I know. I've been hanging out with him a lot, so.
Oh.
Hey, he's a good guy. We took a picture today.
I know.
Sorry, I've gotten a new fond relationship with my cousin. It's pretty nice. I won't lie. Takes care of me.
Yes. He took him out to lunch.
He tried to scare me today. Didn't work.
Oh, okay. What did he do?
He's pretty good about trying to scare me in his vehicles. So we were at this spot and he like gunned his truck like there's a dike and then there's like water on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like two rocks that he like went up in between and I just like looked up. I'm like, what are you doing? It's like there's no good way out of this. He's like, I was just trying to scare you. Or no, he goes, I was just trying to look. He's like, I was also trying to scare you. I was like, whatever you're looking at it very aggressively.
Oh, goodness. No, I think that the sister should just let her brother figure out what, how to take care of his children. He needs to figure out his own situation. He kind of put himself here. I don't think, abandoning your children is ever a good idea. But at least they know that the sister-in-law is safe.
Indubitably.
Yes, indubitably. Okie dokie. So this next one, we're moving pretty quickly through these. Sorry,
Let me
guys,
read
if
one.
we're not.
I enjoyed it. It'll take a bit of a load off for you, too.
Okay, you can read this one.
Okay. Oh my goodness, it's a long one?
Honey, I don't have any more short ones.
Okay.
I gave you the literal only short one I had.
Should I wait to light this cigarette then?
Yes.
Okay. I have to put my glasses back on.
My blind baby.
Thank you. Okay. So this one is from RAITAH. Am I the asshole for telling my sister that my wife isn't spoiled? Her husband just doesn't like her. That's pretty funny. This is posted a month ago. So throwaway and fake names. I, 34 male, am married to the love of my life, Michelle, 31 female, and have been with her for 13 years, married for 11. My wife is chronically ill, and as soon as it was financially feasible, I suggested she quit her job and stay at home. Since then, I've become quite successful in my career, and I've encouraged her to get out of the house to pursue the hobbies we didn't have money for and that she didn't have the time or energy for. We are incredibly happy with the direction our life is going, and Michelle's mental and physical health has never been better. We split the household chores in accordance of how Michelle is feeling. On her good days, she'll usually just do about everything that needs done before I'm even home, but on those occasions where her illness is acting up, a lot of it falls on me. I honestly do not mind. There isn't a whole lot for us to do on a day-to-day basis besides laundry, dishes, cooking, and tending to the dogs. We have a housekeeper who comes once a week and does most of the major stuff. I enjoy cooking and typically only have maybe an hour's worth of stuff on the days she can't do anything. I also just generally like to spoil her. I bring her home gifts and trinkets. I encourage and financially support her hobbies. I take her on 2 weekly dates, vacations. I like seeing her happy. My sister Karen cannot wrap her head around this concept. Her husband Bill works in the same industry as me, making similar money. However, Bill does not treat Karen as I treat Michelle. Bill won't let Karen be a stay-at-home wife. She frequently mentions how he rarely takes her on dates or brings her home flowers or gifts, how he isn't generous with his money, and how it should be their money. Despite this, she has always criticized my wife for being spoiled. Anytime I mention my wife and what she happens to be up to for that day, example, in a cooking class, golfing, painting, my sister gets huffy and makes comments about how lucky my wife must consider herself and how surprised she is that my wife stays busy. If I mention ever having to do a single bit of housework, Karen talks about how selfish Michelle is for not doing her part and how cooking breakfast was the least my wife could do. If I tell my mother about the emerald earrings I bought Michelle, the spa day I sent her on, or the new recipe I was making for her tomorrow, Karen would make comments about how our relationship isn't equal and that I'm being taken advantage of. Recently at a family dinner that neither Bill nor my wife were attending, I casually mentioned to my mom how after dinner I needed to run a load of laundry so I'd have clean pants for the work the next day. My wife was having a bad flare-up and had been pretty much confined to the couch. My sister scoffed and loudly said, "If she wasn't so spoiled, you wouldn't be coming home to a bunch of chores." I responded with, "My wife isn't spoiled, your husband just doesn't like you," and asked her why she's forced to work if her husband makes as much as me. She was pissed, my parents were irritated, and I was asked to leave the dinner. My sister has sent me texts calling me names, and my mother has reached out saying that was insensitive and asking me to apologize. Am I the asshole?
No. I'd get mad. This man is doing everything for his wife. It is not common at all. You know, she has an illness. It sounds to me like it could be like an autoimmune or something along those lines where there are flare-ups, and it takes people out. And they're down for the count. They can't do anything.
Right.
You know, and the fact that he is now able to let her be a stay-at-home wife, and when she is not having a flare-up, she is doing the dishes, she's doing the laundry, she's doing everything that needs to be done, and she's able to enjoy her time pain-free or whatever is going on with her illness, and do pottery and do, you know, whatever she wants to do. That's amazing. He loves to spoil his wife.
Right.
They have a great relationship. His sister saying, oh, their relationship isn't equal. No relationship is.
No, it's not.
No relationship is.
No relationship is even the same.
No.
Different people,
it works
different everything.
for them.
Exactly. And Yeah, I mean, it's clear that his sister is just fucking jealous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she wants the life that she has.
Right. I mean, who wouldn't like that?
I would love that.
I
When
would
you were
too.
saying it, I'm like, damn.
Right.
You get me a sugar daddy. Like,
have at it, baby.
But no, she is a jealous bitch. And he put her in her place.
Yeah, I agree. And
I don't know how old he is.
He's 34.
Yeah, he's doing really good for himself.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is her husband, Karen's husband, works in the same industry, makes close to the same amount of money, but does none of that for Karen. And it sounds to me like they have a crappy relationship.
Right.
And she is taking that out on her brother and his wife because they have an amazing relationship.
Well, see, and another thing with this is that he's 34 and his wife is 31, and they've been together for 13 years, married for 11. So they've been together since
high school.
Well, he was 21 and she was 18. But
college.
Yeah, so they have a long-lasting good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is to it. So relationships, like you said, are all different. This guy just wants to make sure that his wife has a good life.
Yeah. Because and especially with illnesses and things like that, like you never know what could happen.
Right.
So he is making sure she is enjoying her life.
Exactly.
And it sounds to me like he enjoys being the bread maker. He enjoys bringing home the money and spoiling her and doing all of those things.
Right.
And as he said, on bad days, he has like an hour's worth of housework.
Exactly.
That's nothing.
Well,
and they have a cleaner that comes once a week. I wish.
Right. There's a top comment here. It says NTA. What does that mean?
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Not the asshole. It's lovely to see a couple that manages chronic illness so well. She doesn't slack off on her good days, and you accept that she's not slacking off when she has bad. The fact that you two like making each other happy is delightful to see. Your sister is absolutely jealous and wants to prove your marriage is the weird one, so she doesn't have to feel bad about hers. Sorry. Keep being Gomez to your Morticia. Good man.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And that's a great, like, comparison.
It really is.
Because Gomez is, like, all over Morticia. Just all about her. And that's, like, I feel like that's how it should be. And I'm sure they have their issues like everybody does. But it sounds like overall they have a pretty good relationship.
Right.
And the sister's just jealous.
There's a billion comments about the Addams family.
Yeah, that tends to happen. I usually scroll past it and find the next comment that's not associated with.
Yeah. The yin to his yang, cheese to your pizza, ketchup to your french fries, beef to your beer, whipped cream to your ice cream.
Beef to your beer like a burger and beer?
Here's one. Sealy Booth to your bones.
Hell yeah! I fucking love it.
Jesus, I'm sorry about
guys.
all of your ears.
I'm obsessed with Bones. I love it. I love their love story, even though they took way too long to let them get together in the show.
Sealy caught my eyes because that's not something you really see.
I love it. It's perfect.
Here's another comment. I didn't read through it before I started reading this, so I am sort of in the same situation as OP's wife, only we're definitely financially strained while I apply for SSDI and or try to find work that is at least semi-sustainable. I also think there might be a level of sexism involved in this form, OP's sister. I do get people being kind of weird about it when they find out how much my husband takes care of me and helps me manage my conditions. Women in particular will kind of fawn about what a great husband I must have if he's going out of his way to help me with some things. He is definitely a great husband, but he's not going out of his way to help me. He just loves me and doesn't like seeing me struggle or hurt. I return the favor as much as I can and as often as I can. I know that, statistically, men are much more likely to leave their wife if she gets seriously ill than women are to leave a sick husband. But wanting your chronically ill wife to be as comfortable, cared for, and as happy as possible and doing whatever you can within your means shouldn't be an anomaly.
100% agree. And in a way, we kind of experienced this for a little bit after I got hurt.
Yeah.
I had a very serious ankle injury at the beginning of 2024, and that turned into blood clots in the lungs and almost death. And Jesse did absolutely everything he could to help take care of me. And it was a lot. And to the point that, like, I felt bad because he was doing so much, but I just couldn't. I didn't have the strength.
Right.
And we weren't even married yet.
No, it honestly affected my job a little bit.
Yeah.
But you come before everything else.
Right.
I mean, you come before fishing.
Which I never thought I'd ever hear
Right.
come out of his mouth.
So what's funny is that when you had this incident, I was standing in the middle of a river. And when I say standing in the middle of a river, I was knee deep in the middle of a river catching fish. I had to run to the nearest rock pile that I had all of my stuff sitting on, gather it all up, and drive 25 minutes back home.
After calling one of his best friends to come and help me.
Right.
Well, actually, you called your cousin.
I called my cousin.
Best friend was with him?
Yeah. I called my cousin. My best friend answered the phone, and I'm like, dude, I need someone to go pick up Chelsea and take her to the hospital. He's like, I'm at the fishing spot right outside of town. He's like, I'll be there soon.
Mind you, my dog took me down the steps.
Yes. Good old Spike Lee.
And we ended up with a fence.
Yes, we do have a very nice chain link fence now that I got mostly for free.
Yeah. But the point of all of that is not even what I went through, because I'm still dealing with healing and pain and all of the things and health complications that come from everything that has gone on. But you get it. You understand when I'm saying I can barely walk because it still hurts, that
Right.
I'm not like, oh, I just don't want to do anything.
Right.
No, it's that I'm in serious pain.
Sometimes you just don't want to do anything too, and that is
but
also fine.
That's also when I tell you I just don't want to do anything.
Right. And that's the other thing is you're just honest about it. So,
and the fact that these men, now I can say men because of the other comment, are helping their wives to this point, it shouldn't be an act of jealousy for other people. It should be like, damn, that's the kind of relationship I want.
right. Strive to be better.
Right. Why
Or
are
have
you
better.
trying to tear people down because you're just jealous you don't have what they have? Then either fix your relationship or find what they have.
Right. Yep. You're not
Figure
the
it out.
asshole. Your sister is.
Oh, 100%. Your sister is the fucking asshole. Cannot stand her. I don't even know her, and I can't stand her. I love that he named her Karen, though.
Maybe that is actually her name.
I highly doubt it. Because it says throwaway / fake names
Damn
at
it.
the very beginning.
I like reading. Let me do it again.
Honey.
Honey.
No.
Today is Chit Chat with Jesse. I almost said Chelsea.
Because each one of these next, I have 3 more, but they all have updates.
Okay.
I mean, you can. I can show you where the updates and stuff are, but that's up to you.
Okay. Is there a way that I can sit next to you?
I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think my mic. I'd have to move the mic.
I don't think so.
Just let me read it, and then I'll just spin the laptop back around for you.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to give you.
Let me have it. Let me get a drink of water. Can I drink this water directly into the microphone?
Please don't. Oh, honey, those poor people's ears.
At least I didn't scream in them.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's better than that.
Whatever.
Okay, I'll give you this one. This one, I didn't realize there was an update. I found it. I was at work, and on my break, I was looking up Reddit stories to try to move along me putting together a thing, and I was writing everything down. So when I came home and I looked them up on my computer, that's when I found that it also had an update. I didn't realize it had an update because they deleted their account.
Okay.
So there's nothing for me to click on to check for an update. So it just so happened that I found the update. So, Kitty, I really need you to move right now.
You should just move that control board back. I thought you were going to jump up and just start hitting buttons.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so this one is from our True Off My Chest, posted 6 months ago. I finally know why my brother cut contact with me. I don't know if this is the right place to post this. I'm just so confused and everything is so bizarre. I just need to vent, I guess. So here goes. Me, 27 male, and my brother, 30 male, have always had a good relationship. My brother always kind of had an off relationship with our parents since there was a difference in the way they treated me and him. Whenever he voices concern, they always told him to grow up and look after the family. I never paid any heed to my parents' advice towards my brother and still admired him as the person he was. He was the perfect elder brother to me, the kind, playful, and scholar student. I always saw him as a role model, and he obviously called me his mentee at times. He was a scholarship student with straight A's and was the runner-up in the state athletics championship. I always said I wanted to be like him, and he said he would help me become better. Now, this is where everything fell apart. Once I entered high school, a family shifted in our neighbor's house, and they had a girl named Jenny who was a year older than me. Now, I liked Jenny from the start when I met her, like love at first sight, and I told this to my brother. He tensed up and asked me please not pursue her, and he teased me saying I was finally a man. A few weeks later, I asked Jenny out, and she accepted. From there on, it was like a switch flipped inside my brother. He became angry with me, annoyed with me, stopped helping me with anything, and even stopped letting me inside of his room. The fights between him and my parents got even larger, and once the semester ended and he went on to college, he told my parents and me that he is leaving and no need to contact him. I was very distraught by all this, and true to his word, my brother never called us again. It was like he completely cut off all contact. My parents said it was for the best and that he should move on and lead a healthy life. I got uncomfortable with this, and I started venting it out on Jenny, and she became a pillar to me through all of this. After 6 years, we got married. I regularly tried to contact my brother, but he had blocked me on all devices. He finally called me when I sent him a wedding invitation and yelled to me, "Don't ever fucking call me. You are all dead to me. And you especially, don't hinder my life here. You disgust me." And with this, he hung up the call. From there on, I was so tired of reaching out to him, I finally let go. And now this is after 7 years of no contact. He finally called me and said we needed to talk. I was enthusiastic and happy at first, but he said that this was for his one peace of mind and that this therapist advises this for him to move on with me telling this. I'm going to stop right here. This is terribly written, and I'm struggling here.
Happens to me all the time.
All right. So I got to know he never actually liked me. Before I came, our parents doted on him, and he was the center of attention. But after I came, it was like all the attention faded out, and now someone else took his place. He thought if he did better in school and sports, our parents would give him enough attention, but he did not get any. At last, he even tried to be friendly and loving with me, but there was no avail from there, too. After Jenny moved in, he admitted he had a huge crush on Jenny and wanted to ask her out. But this is where I told him that I liked Jenny. He broke inside and asked Dad to stop me from approaching her, and Dad just told him to let me approach her at all and for him to not talk to her at all because he was the elder one of us and he had to make a sacrifice. From there, he started to absolutely despise me for having none of these things, and he finally left home to attend college in New York after he got a scholarship there. He cut off contact because this made him feel better, but now this was his closure call. With this, he hung up. I don't know what to do from here. I'm distraught by all of this, and I'm just so confused.
Is that the end of that?
Yes.
Okay. It sounds to me like his brother had the older child syndrome, where a new child comes in and he just feels like he was neglected. And maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't.
Right. I'm glad the dude went and got therapy. It seems like...
Yeah, but to call your brother, just let it all out and then hang up, like, that's not fair.
Right.
That's not fair at all. Like, you can't just...
And, like, what exactly would be the point of that? Because I have another sibling out there. Not that
Same.
she lives in another state or nothing like that. I actually know where she lives. By chance somehow.
Yeah, mine lives in another state.
But like, at this point, I don't need to know what happened. Like,
Right.
we've both had equal opportunity to reach out to each other. Neither of us have. We're obviously not going to. Fuck it.
I think in this situation it's a little bit different because they grew up together in the same house.
Right.
Knowing each other. And he cut off his brother. And his brother tried and tried and tried to reach out to him, invited him to his wedding, like all of the things, just to be shot down. And then he calls him, lets all this out, and hangs up the phone. I'd be distraught too. 100% I would be distraught.
Yeah, I think where I was going was that, like, after all those years of not having any contact,
why?
What good do you think it would do to even your brother to call him, blow all this shit off of you? Maybe this is what just he was doing too, is getting it off his chest.
He was.
But, like, do you think your brother, like, being the one that cut your brother off, do you think that this phone call is going to help your brother with anything?
I don't think he cares.
I don't think he cares either.
I think he's being very selfish with it. He has his own reasons for cutting off his brother. And it's been 6 years. 6 years?
7.
7 years? Like, that's a long time. That's a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Let it lie.
How do I get to this update?
Well, check out the comments.
How far do I have to scroll?
Scroll down.
How far?
Keep scrolling.
Do.
Until you get to comments. Sorry,
what
guys.
are you talking about? Like, I'm scrolling through the comments.
No, like, what's the top comment? Like, they're,
the
they're
top
separate
comment
posts,
was the...
so you need to go through the comments.
What? Hold on, I gotta go way back up.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. They are separate. Okay, you do that part. I have no idea.
Okay, so they are separate posts. The update is a completely different post. So the top comment for this post is, you and your brother are both collateral damage and your parents' assholery. It's a shame he doesn't see that. What were you even on? Next comment, even if he did see it, if he needs distance to heal, then I can't begrudge him for it. I agree with that. You can't, he obviously needed space. However, then take your space and leave everybody else out of it. Like, OP doesn't even know what he did, other than his brother being jealous that he was seeing a girl.
Right.
I don't know. Seems like you were the golden child, and I can completely understand him. I cut out my parents and golden child's sister as well. It sounds like he was emotionally neglected, and that's a form of abuse. Why should he stick around when he doesn't matter to your parents? They quoted OP and says, my parents said it was for the best and that he should move on. And it seems like your parents really didn't care, so blame them for your broken relationship with your brother. They are the reason he started to despise you.
Kind of seems like it.
Yeah. And it's hard because he is kind of the asshole for going after a girl his brother asked him not to go after. However, it has been 7 years. They're now married.
Also, you can't say, this is from a guy's perspective. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Say, okay, so the day we met, you met me and you met one of my friends, yes, who is like a brother to me.
Yes.
So all hypothetical, sorry.
Right.
If he had asked me to not go after you, but then wasn't going to do anything on his own, I'm fucking doing it, bro.
Right. Like what are you doing?
This here's a rat race, son. And I'm going to fucking win.
Yeah. No, it's just so weird. Another comment, why are you projecting so bad? Laugh my ass off. The parents are at fault, not him. Someone responded, everyone is acting like the brother is entitled to Jenny.
I don't
Like, in the
understand that.
comments.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
Me either. I understand. My thing is the brother didn't come out and be like, hey, I really like this girl. Like, please don't go after her. OP came to his brother and said, hey, dude, I really like this girl. Like, I think I'm going to ask her out.
Right.
And then the brother was like, please don't do that.
Yeah, that's all he said. So he didn't elaborate at all.
No.
So,
and then joked with him about, oh, you're a man now.
Yeah, so he was like kind of just brushing it off as it was cool.
Right.
You know?
So then in his mind, he's like, okay, then I'm just going to go after her.
Yeah, and that's his brother's fault.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, these are separate posts. Some updates are like edits, and then some updates are like a full-on new post.
Wow, this woman, let me tell you, did not even know what Reddit was at one point.
That's the update.
Holy shit, you're having me read the update too? Oh my God.
You started this.
It's huge.
Yeah, go
it's
for
a
it,
huge
babe.
update, and it's going to be hard.
Honey,
Okay,
you got this.
I'm ready. Here's the update. True off my chest. That was weird. Sorry, I won't ever do that again.
Yes, you will.
Okay, then. So, first of all, thanks to all who... Off to a great start. Alrighty, then. Okay,
Thanks for sticking with us, guys.
Yeah. If you're still listening, thumbs up. Okay, so first of all, thanks to all of you who gave helpful suggestions. And to be honest, I just came to rant, but I got so much contribution here, so I feel it's fair I should give an update on the situation. And to be honest, in the past few days, some pretty big developments have happened. So after posting this on Reddit and reading a lot of suggestions, I discussed the message and post with my wife. From her words, it seems even she did not know that my brother had a crush on her. So yeah, there again, what I said. With all the discussion and thinking, I actually got very infuriated at my brother. Fortunately, he called up again yesterday, and before he could say anything, I let out my frustration over the years as to how I desperately tried to approach him and how he just left me with no contact over even a text message, how he told me now that he liked my wife all these years and how inappropriate it seemed now. I told him I may have been a golden child, but he was no less than a tantrum throwing child who was mentally even younger than me, it seemed. I was so venting out and frustrated and angry that I started to cry out. Seems I had just pushed the kid inside myself, and once he left, I just kept bottling up these feelings. As I kept ranting, he patiently listened and did not speak a word. I was not even sure he was still on the other line or not. After I finished, he sighed and said he just portrayed the message in the wrong way. He consulted with the therapist and that the way he reacted was not what he meant. Or was not what she meant, in reference to the therapist. She meant a genuine conversation for closure, not a rant. He even answered some of my most repeated questions. Number 1, was he all right? Yes, he was well and living. What he was, yes, he was, and well living. This dude, this is crazy.
Well and living.
That's what it looked like.
I know. He has terrible grammar.
Yes. Number 2, did he still have feelings for my wife? No. It faded away before he left for college. 3, yeah. Chelsea just raised her arms in confusion. 3, was he only angry at me because of Jenny? No, me approaching Jenny was just the end of the line for him, and he just kept on bottling up feelings and frustration, which came out at the wrong time and the wrong place. 4, did he leave similar messages to mom and dad? Yes, although they did not try to reach out, and he was all right with that. 5, did he really mean that he resented me and just pretended to like me? He did initially like me, but as my parents' favoritism grew, he started to resent me, but growing up he realized that it was not my fault either. But still it will be hard to let go of the fact that he was struggling in college to build a life and career. I had it easy, but he will try his best. I have to say I was relieved thinking that it was not as bad as I thought. I admitted I was worried if he even was alive. I heard him chuckle for the first time in many years, which, to be honest, was the first time it felt genuine. He told me his entire journey from college until now. He said that over the years he was very mentally drained. Seems he was too desperate for the love and attention, and it took a toll on him. Struggling with all the academia and sports while also apologizing to parents for no apparent fault had made him more weak, and he started having panic attacks, seizures, and nausea. He tried telling Dad and Mom, but Mom simply ignored him due to some top distinction grades he could not give her.
High grades, like academic grades.
Okay. What the fuck? Dad was not as ignorant. Maybe he was just saying his own skin, saving his own skin. Mm-hmm. But till that time, he craved their attention so bad, it felt better to just have some... Oh, my God. It felt better to have some just out of some desperate pity.
Do you want me to take over?
No,
okay.
I'm fucking doing this.
Okay. You just seem very flustered over there.
I am flustered because at first I was trying to, like, fix the sentences before I read them, and I'm not doing that now. So here... This is the unedited version.
Bear with him.
After the confession incident, he thought that even Dad and I just didn't care, even when he begged me to not approach Jenny. Leaving for college and moving to a different city did help him, but the panic attacks did not stop with the pressure for jobs, assignments, and rent accommodations. It took a massive toll on his body. After he got a job as an investment banker, he dived deep into work, and during this time, my letter of marriage arrived. The pent-up frustration of loans, work, and that feelings of resentment over me having it easy just surfaced again, and he rashly called me. As he settled in a job, bought a house and a car, he had more time to look for his own issues, and he started to have a restart. He started interacting with people, started connecting with old mates, and started going to therapy. He regretted saying that to me, but was too ashamed to approach all of us, so he did not. It was only after he thought maybe doing this would be better. Did he do so? I asked if he was in any relationship or had a significant other. He replied no, as initially he did not have time for that, and he did not seem to get involved with someone without resolving his past trauma. I asked if he wants help with any payments or loans. He said they are all paid off, and I was surprised. I asked his salary. He gave an estimate of mid-six figures. I teased him, saying that ladies would be surrounding him in New York, that he better get in shape now if he would try dating. He chuckled and replied that's pretty much all he was doing here with so much free time now. To be honest, it was our first lighthearted talk, and it felt way better, and he said he felt better talking to me now. He asked me softly as to how Mom and Dad were doing. I said they were fine, although they still talked about him on brief occasions. I asked him, will he call Mom and Dad soon? He said maybe Dad, but not Mom, at least not for now. It's time he fixed the relationship with his parents, too. I could see that teenager who left home was no more. He asked me and my family to visit him in New York if we had time, if maybe I was not scared of high-rise buildings. I replied sure, and with this, he hung up the call. So I guess it was just that I had not him. That's literally what it says. So I did not know if he was doing well or not, but he seems to be doing pretty well. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I didn't even get anything from that, if I'm honest with you. Please give a synopsis of what the fuck just happened.
So what happened is basically his brother was jealous of him. His therapist told him to have an actual conversation with his brother. He did not do that. He just vented. He is doing okay now, but he used to have really bad anxiety attacks and all of these things, and both of his parents ignored it because he was just striving to be better for his parents.
I don't ever want to read anything again.
I
just bought a bunch of books. I don't even want to read them.
You wanted this.
I had fun the first few. Then you sicked that fucking disgusting mess of words in my lap.
I forgot how bad it was.
Well, Jesus, I feel like a dick for talking all that shit about that dude's writing, but God.
No, it was bad.
You ever proofread anything? I can't even talk now. Fuck me up.
Okay. Top comment. You're still centering everything around you and your feelings. Response from another person. Life of a golden child. ... However, this is true off my chest. It is him getting things off his chest about his own feelings.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So yeah.
That's the whole point of the post. It's the whole post of the point.
Next comment. Your brother just told you that y'all's parents ignored him when he said he was having seizures, nausea, and panic attacks. The fact that this didn't make you upset just goes to show that your brother's negative feelings about you and y'all's parents seems to be warranted. Honestly, why aren't you upset with your parents for straight neglecting your brother? Seizures can be deadly. Maybe you just didn't include your feelings about it in the post, and I don't mean to be rude, but you sound very self-centered here. Before visiting in New York, I would really think deeply about all of this. Your brother deserves better. Next response. I hate this guy more after reading the update. Truth be heard.
Well.
Yeah. That was a lot. And my guess is because he deleted his account, that's why this one fell so short, like so much under the radar, because like literally has 6 comments. The update does.
Oh, I'm sure.
And all of this was 6 months ago. I do wish that his brother would have, like, OP would have noticed that his brother was going through some of this stuff when they lived in the same house. Because it does make him seem a little self-absorbed. The fact that he didn't know that his brother was going through anything.
Right.
Like.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about my big brother, but.
Yeah, like you strive to be like your big brother, but it sounds like you didn't really know your big brother.
Right.
Like everybody has their own feelings.
It's almost, honestly, after reading that mess of words.
Yes.
Maybe he just wanted to be smart and athletic like his brother.
I think so.
Because what the fucking dude makes 6 figures a year. He's an investment banker. He
makes mid 6 figures a year, which means close to $500,000 a year.
Right.
That's There's your sugar lot daddy. Of money.
He's got anxiety and shit too.
That's fine. I can handle that. I will say though that when the brother of OP, the one who cut him off, does say that he was struggling, but his brother had it so easy. Talking about college and all of that stuff. How does he know? He wasn't in OP's life at that point. So you're assuming that your brother had things easy and handed to him, and maybe he did. But how would you know that?
Right. You wouldn't.
You would have no idea. None. So you want me to continue?
How many more we got?
So we have 2. But I can read you the titles.
Okay.
And have you choose.
Okay.
First one. Am I the asshole? My mom feels my sister should have married my husband instead of me. Second one. My 25 male family cut contact with me 5 years ago after a fight with my younger brother. Now they want me to come back, but I'm having doubts about it.
Come on, you know which one I'm going to pick.
I don't.
You really don't?
No. The first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I like the juice.
This one is from 3 months ago from AITAH. Again, am I the asshole? My mom feels my sister should have married my husband instead of me. I am upset at my mom and my sister because of something my mother said, but everyone around me feels like I am overreacting. Please be brutally honest in telling me if I am being insecure or if my mom and my husband are wrong in this. Let me give you a bit of backstory. My husband, James, 34 male, and I, 29 female, were neighbors growing up. My sister, Fran, 34 female, was in the same grade as my husband growing up. Everyone knew my sister in school because she is very smart and beautiful. James had a huge crush on her, and all of us knew about it. He asked her out for senior prom, and Fran shot him down in front of the whole school. They still remained friends, but he moved to a different state for college, and we did not hear much from him, except see him when he came back for holidays. James and I were never friends growing up since I was in middle school when this happened. In fact, I was much younger than both of them, and they would actively avoid me or involving me in their hangouts and activities. I went to a good college and got my first job in the same city as James. My mom suggested I should contact James since I did not know anyone here. We became friends, and 3 years later, we got married. We both have high-paying jobs and love our life. We moved back to our hometown during COVID as James's mom had health issues, and our jobs allowed us to work remotely. Fran also had a pretty good life. She married when she was 23, and her husband was pretty well off. 2 years ago, Fran discovered that he was cheating on her for almost the entire duration of their marriage with multiple partners, and she decided to break things off. Damn. Fran moved back in with my mom. Fran had not worked for the entire duration of their marriage and was expecting to gain significant alimony from their divorce. However, due to complications regarding prenup, she barely got anything and is struggling financially. She got a job, but it's barely able to afford her own place and continues living with my mom. James and I were very supportive of her during the whole process. Since James and Fran were friends growing up, they both have a special bond. They have their inside jokes and stories and sometimes feel like a third wheel when we all meet. However, James keeps his distance and has never given me any reason to believe that he has lingering feelings for her. Fran, on the other hand, constantly visits us like 2 to 3 times a week and ends up staying for dinner and sleeping in our guest room. I don't mind her coming over, but I do not like the fact that she talks more to James than with me. Also, she always comes over when I am not home, and I often find them sitting next to each other on the sofa and watching TV when I get home. It sort of reminds me of my childhood where I was locked out of our basement when Fran had friends over and I would feel left out. Fran is also too comfortable around James and walks around the house in just a towel after she showers when James is around or sleeps in her underwear in their guest room without locking the door. I have voiced my concerns to her, but she says that we are family and she does not care. I have also voiced my concerns to James, and he does make efforts now to explain stories and inside jokes if Fran makes them. The main issue happened this weekend. I was hanging out with my mom and Fran last weekend, and Fran was recalling stories about how James would do her homework and do chores for her growing up. She said he was so much in love with me and I felt guilty taking advantage of him. My mom jokingly said to her that I wish you had the wits to marry James when your loser husband, and you would have not been in this situation. Fran smiled after hearing that and nodded. But I was hurt by the comment. I protested to my mom that James is my husband, and I do not want her to make such comments about him. My mom doubled down and said that she feels like it. I hate the way they write. I lost my spot now. My mom doubled down and said that she feels like it because both James and I are high earners while Fran is struggling. So it would make sense if Fran was married to James, and I would be fine since I do not need James to support me financially.
That's fucked up.
She kept on saying that it was a hypothetical and just wants both of her daughters to be happy. I did not like those comments and told them not to speak like that about James and my marriage in general. Fran chimed in and told me that I should not take the comments so personally and I am being too sensitive. However, I had a fight with both of them and I left. When I came home and told James, he also sided with my mom and Fran and told me that her mom just made a harmless joke. I also raised the issue of Fran's behavior around our house, and he told me that this is between me and my sister, and he is not going to tell Fran about what she can or cannot wear in our house. However, I am just feeling really bad since the situation, and despite everyone apologizing to me, things just don't feel right. Am I wrong here in reacting the way I did, or does everyone else have a point, and I should be more secure about my relationship with James?
That was a lot, dude.
It was a lot. Your mom is fucked.
Yeah, your mom is definitely fucked.
Like, why would she say that?
I mean, I get some of the concerns, but I also think that maybe you should be a little bit more comfortable. But I don't know. It's kind of a fucking...
I can understand why James doesn't want to tell OP's sister what to wear.
Right.
Like, that's a little weird. Like, that is her sister. If he is uncomfortable, yes, say something. However, you're the one that seems to be very uncomfortable with this situation. So you need to say something.
Right.
with the situation, and her being like, oh, haha, we're all family. No. If you don't want to follow the rules of my house, get the fuck out.
Right.
And her mom saying that is fucked. Like, just because she doesn't need the money, their relationship is not based off her needing him.
Right.
It is based off the fact that she fucking loves this man.
Right.
And doesn't take advantage of him like her sister did when they were in school.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a weird one. I don't even honestly know what to say about that one.
Okay, well, in that case, I will do the top comment.
Alrighty then.
Not the asshole. Your sister is really hanging on the fact that he liked her in high school. That's probably because she is at such a low in her life. She needs to wake up and learn boundaries. Your mother encouraging her is ridiculous. She should be saying that sisters should be more like you, financially independent and in a stable marriage.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, sister's probably one of those who peaked in high school.
Roasted.
She had no idea when in high school that in 10 years, nobody would care that she was popular in high school. Now nobody cares and her glory years are over, but she can sort of reenact them by hanging out with James and reigniting the crush he had on her. He is being used for her ego. He needs to see that.
Ooh, I like that.
I can definitely see that. Sister sounds like a narcissist golden child. Notice how she joked about her feeling bad for always taking advantage of him by getting him to do her homework and such.
Right.
Yeah. I don't like that. I do wish that James, like, you know, supported her a little bit more with this. However, I kind of understand because it is her sister. That would be kind of like me getting in between you and your sister, and that's never freaking happening.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Also, who thinks that they're gonna get a bunch of money from alimony when they signed a fucking prenup?
The thing is a lot of times in prenups, if there's cheating, it's null and void. It just depends on how the prenup is written.
And the state, probably.
Yeah. State, country, wherever they're at,
Right.
honestly. It's just weird to me. It's also weird that her sister comes over when she's not home. Like, why are you coming over and not even talking to your sister? That's odd. That is weird to me. It would be different if she was like, I need support because I'm going through this, which is insane because her husband, like, cheated on her their entire marriage with multiple people and ew. It would be different if she was coming over because she needed support from her sister.
Right.
It doesn't seem like she's doing that.
No.
At all. Update. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry. All right. Update to this. To summarize what happened, my mom made a really off-putting comment that she wished my sister Fran was married to my husband, James. I got really mad, and my husband also tried to undermine my feelings and told me I was overreacting to a harmless joke. Sorry for the long post, but a lot of you are messaging me for updates and wanted me to tell what happened. The comments really made me paranoid, and I did see everyone's point that James may have just married me because of his crush on Fran. This really shut up my anxiety, and I started snooping around. My husband literally makes me check his phone for new messages when he is not around, so I know there was nothing to hide there. However, I was spooked by how my sister always knows when I'm not home and why James and Fran are always sitting on the same couch when I come home. I tried talking to my husband and he told me that my feelings were valid. However, he also said that Fran is going through a tough time and refused to say anything bad about my mom and Fran. Last Friday, I went to the gym as usual in the evening, and when I came home, Fran was sitting in the living room while James was cooking dinner. I got a bit angry and asked her what she was doing here. She said, had no plans for the night, and she came to hang out with us. It really annoyed me, and I told her that I wanted to spend a quiet weekend with my husband, and if she can come some other time. She could see I was upset. She started saying how our mom was just being silly, and I needed to let it go since it was just a joke. I told her I did not find it funny, and we got into a fight. She said that I am always an insecure, annoying kid, and no wonder no one liked me. It really hurt me, but James stepped in and told Fran that she needs to leave. I have never seen James be so forceful with Fran. Fran muttered something unpleasant things to James and then left. I was in tears by the end of the whole thing, and James was consoling me. I was really upset and spent the night in our room alone. In the morning, I prepared notes I prepared notes on all the things I wanted to ask James. Your comments really helped me get my thoughts straight. I know I was being very insecure, but after reading the comments, I really started questioning if James really married me for me or just because I was Fran's sister and look like her. People call me Dollar Store Fran in high school.
Ooh,
Damn.
Jesus.
James and I had a long conversation. I told him my anxieties and insecurities. I told him how it makes me feel, and he spent so much time with Fran when she visits us, and they have their own inside jokes. I asked him if he still has feelings for her. He was calm and smiling the whole time. He told me that he will tell me the truth, but does not want me to hate him for it later. He said that he knows Fran used him all through their school days because she knew he liked her. When he went to college, Fran still tried to keep in touch with him, but putting distance between them made him realize how badly she treated him. And he decided to just cut contact with her so that he could work on himself. That was the reason he rarely visited us when he used to come for holidays and stopped being friends with Fran. I told him that it bothered me that he chose Fran before me and ignored me during our childhood. That was the reason I always had that doubt if I was his second choice. He said that I was 13 when he went to college, and if he would have liked me instead of Fran at my age, we would be having a different problem. Very true. He told me that when I contacted him, he thought that I must be like Fran and was not very enthusiastic to meet me. However, after we hung out for a few times, he realized I am nothing like Fran. We soon became close, started dating, and got married after a few years. He told me that Fran was married by then, and he saw that I always put Fran on the pedestal and would get jealous when Fran posted vacation pictures of the new shiny things her husband bought for her. That was the reason he never told me that he does not like hanging around Fran, and he feels that for me, Fran was always the North Star. I don't know what that means.
Do you know what the North Star is?
I feel stupid, no. Speak. We're on a podcast, remember?
I'm sorry, I was giving you that look. The North Star is an actual star. It would be I believe it is it's on the Big Dipper. But
what, it tells you which way to go?
Yes,
Okay.
It's in the north. So it was used as a navigational beacon for years and years and years. And
so
years
the thing that you're always looking at kind of
Yes.
thing. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. He told me that he has always kept his distance from Fran, and she was a non-issue since we would meet her only a few times a year. However, after her divorce, he did not know how to act. He said that he was grateful to me for uprooting our lives and moving back to our hometown for his mom's health. He wanted to do the same and take care of my family. When Fran got divorced, he supported her in every way he could for me. Even though he realized it meant spending a lot of time with her and listening to her bring up all the memories from high school that he wants to forget. I told him it bothered me that Fran came to our house as often as she does, and generally in evenings when I go to the gym. He told me that he also finds it odd that she knows my gym routine and always comes on evenings when I am not home. However, he told me that he has always kept his distance from her, and if she did anything that would raise an alarm, he would have told me immediately. She just makes him all the old movies or TV shows they watched growing up and gossips endlessly about their high school friends. He told me I need to trust him, and if I want him to be the bad guy and ask Fran to not visit us often, he can do that for me. However, he knows that I will eventually make up with my mom and Fran and does not want to blame him for being mean to Fran. However, he told me he will not tell Fran what to wear around the house as it would be creepy if it came from him. I felt I got all of the assurance I needed from James, and I will never doubt how amazing a husband he has been. My mom and Fran visited us on Sunday, and my mom profusely apologized to me. She told me that she does not want me to feel bad for her comment, and she would never wish anything bad on my marriage. She meant to say that James was a great guy, and she hopes Fran can find someone like him one day. Fran was a bit sour, but apologized to us for all the name calling on Friday and told us that it's just her hormones. She said that she likes hanging out with her sister and her best friend and hence comes to our house. I told her she is welcome to come anytime she wants, but to call ahead of time in case James and I have plans for the evening, and she agreed. I really want to move past this issue, but I do want to put some firm boundaries on when Fran can come to our house and hang out with James alone, as I know it bothers him too. Overall, I feel things are good now. I'm glad my worst fears did not come true, but I do feel I need some therapy in order to deal with my insecurity. Also, I am reading all your comments. Thanks for all your love. James and I have already discussed to put more boundaries regarding Fran and strategies on how to avoid her when she comes over uninvited. Perfect.
Lord.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it ended as it should have.
But holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he felt this way and was just putting up with it for her, like, good husband, but at the same time, communication.
Right. Right.
Tell your sister, tell your wife it bothers you.
Dude,
Because then none of these insecurities would have been an issue.
If your sister was coming over here and hanging out in her underwear, I'd be like,
what you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, like, why are you here?
I wouldn't even say anything to you. Well, I probably would later on, but like right away, I'd have been like, what the fuck?
Right.
You can't just walk around here like that.
Right. Like, put on some fucking clothes.
Like, hey, you're going to get me in trouble.
like, this is not okay.
Right.
Like, who just walks out in a towel in front of your sister's husband? That's one, gross. That would be like me walking out in a towel in front of AJ. Ugh, nasty. Like, no. Who does that? Top comment. But if your sister lives in the same town as you, then she doesn't need to have sleepovers. Send her ass home and revise that she can come over anytime but call and plan a visit instead.
Right.
Yeah. No.
That is a crazy situation.
People do not have boundaries. Like, at all. I mean, I knew that, but like doing this podcast the past few months, however long it's been, like, it really shows me that people have no boundaries.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Someone said she had no interest in James while he was still hung up on her, but the moment he moved on, she felt her grip on him slip, and she had to do something to make him stay hung up on her. She craves the attention, and she hates her sister and wants to feel superior at OP's expense.
Yes, and yes. So, this is a thing. This is a thing that a lot of women will do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've done this to chicks before. Like, they're all, they're
After you.
yeah. And then, or you're all after them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, okay, well, this is not like worth my time. I'm going to just go do this now. And once you start doing this, then they're up your ass. Like,
they're
hey,
like,
where'd you
why
go?
are you ignoring me now?
Right.
They like to play hard to get. Well, if you're going to play hard to get, then you still need to be gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you lose out. And she lost out.
Right.
And it does seem like it was for the better, because it seems like James is in a much better relationship with OP than he would have been if he had been with her sister. Yeah. There is a comment here that's really like, damn, I didn't think about this. It says, you're missing the point. How does his sister know OP has gone to the gym? We all know why. But the other comment, and I want to know, how does she know?
Well, if there's a couple different ways that she could know. They live in the same town. The gym could be on the way to her sister's house. Her sister might be able to see her drive by, or she goes on a consistent schedule. So she's like, oh, she's at the gym, boom. Or, maybe it could honestly just be a coincidence.
Frequently as
it's
happened?
Frequent, so I understand, but it could be like.
And I mean, even James and her and OP were talking about how it was odd that she knew her gym habit. So my guess is it's not like, oh, I go these days a week. It's when she can do it.
Their mom lives with them?
No, OP's sister lives with their mom in the same town.
Okay. I had a little reverse. I was gonna say, well, maybe the fucking mom's saying something.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird, and it's weird that like her sister like only apologized because her mom apologized. Like,
right. I don't know. That comment's valid, but it's also like not very valid because Jesus Christ, she could have Snapchat. She could have her Snapchat location on. There's so many things.
But it's also like instantly my brain goes to her sister stalking her.
Well, that could be too.
I mean, I'm reading a book that has a stalker, so it's just...
Yeah, you and your fucking books, bro. Did you finish your book today?
No, I have like less than 100 pages left.
Oh, okay.
You
gonna read any of the ones I got you?
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna say I'll just throw them away.
You don't throw away books. That's not how this works.
You have to burn them.
You don't do that either.
It's not illegal.
Don't let your guard down just yet. Your sister especially hasn't completely earned your trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Fucking, I really don't understand how siblings could be like this. I don't understand it.
I mean, I'm not going to say I've got the perfect relationship with my sister, but my sister and I have gone through a bunch of things together, and we've normally always been there for each other. I mean, when I was on drugs, she was still there for me.
Mm-hmm.
She was always my tough love. I just wasn't there mentally. I was there physically. But I would say we're probably as close as we ever have been.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to hang out with her a little bit more, but so if you're listening, Kim, let's go on a
Call
date.
your brother.
Let's go on a bro sis date.
Another comment. You are an idiot. Your sister is after your husband, but instead of making sure to kick her to the curb, you tell her to come around as long as she calls. Kick her to the curb. Go low contact. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, but how long has this been going on? Because if she was going to try and make a move, it probably would have already happened.
Yeah, but she just got divorced.
So, best way to get over him is get under him.
That's why. But I don't think James is like allowing anything to go past a certain point.
Right.
Like he's keeping his distance because he's like, no.
See, but okay. If she was over there that much and she's just she's showering over there and then she's staying in the bedroom with no fucking pants on, like, guarantee you she flashed some cheek. Guaranteed.
Could be.
You gotta look.
You don't have to look. You don't have to look. What is wrong with you? That
Devil's advocate.
No. No. Devil's advocate would be like, oh, OP, you're crazy. Your sister's not after your husband. Not, oh, I bet she flashed some cheek. Your husband had to have looked.
Maybe.
No.
Hey, this is our longest podcast yet.
Oh, shit.
An hour and 40. Yeah, you better go make me dinner.
You want to eat frozen pizza again tonight? You keep
Not
that up?
really.
Right.
I'll call Eric.
Go for it. Don't.
I'll Bluetooth
We
him
are
into this
no. We are
podcast.
in the middle of the podcast. Don't do that.
Are we really in the middle?
No, we're at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is siblings. Like, holy crap! It sounds like some of these siblings absolutely freaking hate each other.
Indeed.
Like, I guess I should have probably found a couple like stories that weren't so terrible.
That's okay. I've been asking you for funny stuff.
I know. It's hard to find on Reddit. Everybody goes there because they're going through some shit.
Right.
Like, finding good wholehearted stories are difficult. Honey,
Yes.
do you want to say goodbye to the audience? The listeners?
Goodbye.
Subscribers? All right.
Have a nice time.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, have them take a listen. Hope you guys liked it. Let us know if you have any suggestions on any episodes or have any stories you want us to read. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Tell your cats and dogs.
Sure. Bye.